everyone, and welcome back to Cassie's Confections. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to show you how to make cake pops. You will need candy melts. I prefer Wilton, popsicle sticks, a spoon, a tablespoon, a candy melt warmer of some kind. I also prefer Wilton for that, any kind of cake pop stand, and a cookie sheet covered with wax paper. The first major problem that I hear about when making cake pops is that the pops are too soft and they fall off the stick. This problem is caused by too much buttercream. One of the best solutions is to drop your chilled cake into a stand mixer. As you can see, the cake becomes gummy on its own as it mixes. I then add no more than 1 tablespoon of buttercream to my mixture. While your cake is mixing, you'll want to dump your whole bag of candy melts into your Wilton warmer and turn it on high. Then you'll go back to your cake, which is still mixing in the mixer. Time to test it out. You'll grab a small ball and roll it into your hand and make it smooth, and then press your thumb into it to see if any cracks form along the edges. If cracks form along the edges, it is not ready yet. Drop that ball of cake back into the mixer and add no more than about 1/2 tablespoon at a time and keep mixing. Don't forget to go back and forth between your candy melts to keep stirring them so they don't burn. Keep testing your cake pop dough after each addition of buttercream. You're looking for smooth edges once you press your thumb into the center of it. Just like this. The cake pop dough is ready to go. At this point, and while still intermittently stirring your candy melts, you're going to go ahead and roll out your cake balls. I use the Cake Pop Easy Roller by Heavenly Cake Pops, but you can roll them out by hand or with an ice cream scoop or any other method you choose. I don't like the candy melts to sit in the warmer any longer than they have to because they burn very easily. So once they get to the point where they're about halfway melted, we're going to start inserting the sticks into the cake balls. You're going to dip your stick into the candy melts and insert it about 3/4 of the way into the cake pop. And then you're going to use your finger to wipe off the excess candy melts. Don't forget these cake pops should still be really cold, as the cake was very cold when we dumped it into the mixer. If you feel they're becoming room temperature, you can stick the pan into the fridge and pull them out of the fridge one by one to insert the sticks. Once the candy melts are completely melted, turn your warmer to low and it's time to start dipping. Dipping cake pops is a two-handed process, as you're going to use one hand to lower the cake pop into the candy melts and the other to spoon the candy melts up over the pop up against the popsicle stick. Then you're going to hold the pop vertically and give it a few good hard shakes. Once the stream of candy melts has become a drip, you're going to kind of swirl it as you turn it right side up, give it a few taps on the counter to smooth out that top, and then you can grab a pin to pop any air bubbles that might have formed. You definitely want to pop those bubbles or they could turn into holes as it dries. I don't like to see anything on my desserts that makes me think about when it was made, so I will also take my finger and run it along the bottom of the pop just to wipe off any excess candy melts. Also wipe your hands as needed to make sure no candy melts get on your cake pop stick. Here you can see a little bit better view of the process. If you find you're having a problem with cracking as the cake pops set up, this is due to too great of a variance in temperature between the cake pop and the candy melts. This means the candy melts are too hot or the cake pop is too cold. The easiest solution to this would be to just pull your pops out of the fridge for a little bit and let them warm up just a tad bit. Don't be nervous about shaking your pops vertically to get the extra candy melts off. Don't forget we secured those sticks into the cake pop with some candy melts, so they should be good and secure. And also our dough is nice and firm because we didn't add too much buttercream. The reason we shake these pops upside down is that when we flip them back over, they will set up by the time that extra candy melt on the top can redistribute all the way down to the bottom. This will prevent dripping. If at any point you feel like your pops are getting too warm while you're in the process of dipping, just stick that pan in the fridge and pull them out one by one to dip into the candy melts. One last problem that often happens is the candy melts start to get a little too warm in the warmer as we get to the bottom. You'll notice that this is happening when the candy melts on your cake pop start to kind of separate into tiles or little sections. Go ahead and turn off the warmer at this point, and don't give up on that cake pop. Go ahead and shake it out as you usually would, and often it will go ahead and fix itself. Don't forget that one great thing about cake pops is that if any issues happen or any imperfections show up, it can easily be fixed by a simple pretty drizzle or some sprinkles. Now is the best part, time to decorate. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next time.